No fireplaces. How did early American pioneers sleep in deadly blizzards? Life on the northern frontier, late 18th century. Hello guys, today we will know about how ordinary early American pioneers lived, endured, and slept through brutal winter blizzards, when the land was new to them, when towns were small, and when warmth was never guaranteed. This narration is slow and gentle, meant to calm your thoughts, to steady your breathing, and to help you drift towards sleep. Tonight we travel back to the late 18th century, to a small frontier settlement in the northern American colonies, where winter ruled the nights. The settlement lies near a river, partly frozen now. Low hills surround it, bare trees creaking in the wind. Snow covers the ground in thick layers. The sky hangs low, heavy and gray. This is not a large town. There are only a few streets. Narrow paths packed hard by boots and sleds. They twist between small wooden houses. At night, the streets are dark. A few oil lamps glow faintly near doorways. Their light swallowed quickly by snow and fog. Sound carries softly, then disappears. The wind moves constantly here. It pushes snow against walls. It whistles through cracks. It never truly rests. This story moves slowly. Like footsteps in deep snow. There is no hurry. Only patience. The houses are small. Built of logs or rough boards. Many are unfinished, gaps filled with mud and straw. They stand close together for shelter. Not all homes have proper fireplaces. Some have only a small hearth. Others rely on simple stoves. Fuel is scarce, heat must be saved. Let us step quietly into one of these houses. The door is thick but uneven. It opens with effort, then closes quickly behind us. Cold air kept out as best it can be. Inside, the room is cramped. Low ceiling, rough walls. The smell of wood smoke fills the space. It clings to clothes and hair. At the center or near one wall is a small hearth. Sometimes only a stone-lined pit. A modest fire burns there. Never large, never wasteful. Firewood is precious. Every stick counted. Every ember guarded. The fire must last the night. The walls are thin. Wind presses against them relentlessly. But pioneers have learned to slow the cold. Not stop it, only delay it. Cracks between logs are packed with clay. With moss, with straw. Anything that blocks the wind. Anything that buys time. The floor is dirt or rough planks. Cold rises from it steadily. Rugs are rare. Animal skins serve instead. These skins are spread carefully. Near the hearth. Near the beds. Where warmth is needed most. Beds are simple frames. Or straw mattresses laid on the floor. Filled with dried grass or corn husks. They rustle softly when moved. Blankets are heavy. Wool, patched many times. Sometimes layered with quilts. Sometimes with fur on top. People sleep fully clothed. Shirts, trousers, stockings. Nothing removed without reason. Every layer matters. During the day, life is hard. Men work outside when weather allows. Cutting wood, tending animals, repairing structures. Farming when the ground is not frozen solid. Women work constantly indoors. Cooking, cleaning, mending clothes. Caring for children. Keeping the fire alive. Children help wherever they can. Carrying small bundles of wood. Fetching water before it freezes. Sweeping snow from doorways. There are no wide streets here. Only paths carved through snow. Wagons creak slowly along them. Pulled by tired horses. Markets are small. A few stalls near the center of the settlement. Trade is simple. Grain, meat, cloth, tools. Shops are rare. Often just a corner of a house. A blacksmith's forge, a general trader. They close early in winter. As daylight fades quickly in winter. Work slows. Hands grow numb. People return home before dark. Evenings are quiet. The wind howls outside. Inside, voices are low. Energy is conserved. Meals are simple. Bread made from coarse flour. Porridge boiled slowly. Salted meat when available. Vegetables are stored from autumn. Turnips, beans, dried corn. They are eaten carefully. Supplies must last until spring. Warm food is important. It carries heat into the body, helping fight the cold. From the inside out. After supper, little is done. Light is precious. Candles burn only briefly. Darkness is accepted early. The fire is banked. Ashes pulled over glowing coals. This slows the burn. Keeps warmth alive through the night. Sleeping arrangements are prepared. Beds pulled closer to the hearth. Skins and blankets layered thickly. Children placed between adults. Families sleep close together. Bodies sharing heat. This closeness is necessary. Not questioned. Sometimes animals are brought inside. A small calf. A dog. Their warmth adds to the room. The wind grows louder as night deepens. Snow drives against walls. Blizzards erase the paths outside. The world disappears into white noise. Inside, the house feels smaller. But warmer. Every breath adds heat. Every body matters. The cold seeps in slowly. Through walls, through floor. It cannot rush. The house delays it hour by hour. This delay is survival. It allows sleep. Allows rest. Allows life to continue. People lie still under blankets. Movement lets cold in. So they settle carefully. Finding the warmest position. Breath is visible at first. Then fades as warmth builds. The fire glows faintly. Never allowed to die completely. The night is long. But pioneers know this. They have learned to trust morning. Even when storms rage. Sometimes the wind shakes the house. Logs creak, boards groan. But the structure holds. Built to endure. Prayers are whispered quietly. Simple words. Asking for warmth. For dawn. Children fall asleep quickly. Exhausted by cold and work. They're breathing deep. Their faces calm. Adults sleep lightly, listening to the wind, sensing the fire, ready to rise if needed. If the fire weakens, someone wakes, adds a piece of wood, then returns to bed. This knowledge is learned quickly. Fire is life in winter. It must never be ignored. Not even in sleep. Outside, the blizzard reaches its height. Snow piles high against doors. Paths vanish. The settlement is sealed in silence. Inside, the house holds. Heat is shared. Cold is delayed. Enough. Hours pass slowly. Measured by breath. By the faint warmth of embers. By patience. Toward morning, the cold deepens one last time. This is the hardest hour. But the fire still lives. And so do the people. Then, slowly, almost unnoticed, the wind softens. The blizzard moves on, leaving silence behind. Before dawn, someone wakes. Uncovers the embers. Blows gently. The fire answers. Flame grows again. Light returns to the room. Warmth spreads slowly. Stone and wood accept it gladly. Morning begins without celebration. Another day survived. Another night endured. Life continues. Children wake reluctantly. Faces flushed from warmth. Hands stiff from cold. They move closer to the fire. Breakfast is prepared. More porridge. Bread warmed near the hearth. Steam rising softly. The house smells of smoke and grain. A familiar comfort. Despite hardship. Despite cold. Outside, snow lies deep. The settlement quiet. Work will resume slowly. Paths must be cleared. But for now, there is warmth. There is light. There is rest. And that is enough. These pioneers did not defeat winter. They learned to endure it. Through closeness. Through habit. Night after night. Blizzard after blizzard. They slept not in comfort, but in patience. And as you listen now, as your breathing slows, you may rest as they did. Wrapped in quiet endurance. The wind fades. The fire glows. The world waits. And sleep comes gently. No rush. No noise. Only warmth held close. And darkness softened by habit. The night passes. As it always does. Slowly, steadily. And rest remains, without effort, without end. The storm presses harder now, and the settlement seems to shrink beneath it. Snow climbs the sides of houses, piling against doors and walls. The wind does not rest, it circles, returns, presses again. Night feels thick, heavy, endless. Inside the small wooden house, warmth is guarded carefully. The fire has been reduced to glowing embers. Not bright, not weak. Just enough to last. The family lies close together. Blankets pulled high. Animal skins layered on top. Every inch of warmth protected. The walls creak softly as the wind pushes against them. Logs shift slightly. Mud packed between them holds firm. The house resists without complaint. Cold moves slowly inside. It creeps along the floor first. Then up the walls. Never rushing, always patient. This slowness is everything. It allows sleep. It allows rest. It allows survival. Feet are tucked beneath bodies. Hands hidden beneath blankets. Faces turned inward. Breath shared. Children sleep deeply. The storm does not wake them. Their days are long. Their bodies tired. Adults rest lightly. One ear always listening. To the fire. The hearth gives a faint glow, casting slow shadows on the walls. Smoke hangs low, trapped by the storm outside. The air smells of wood, of damp wool, of earth and skin, familiar and grounding. Candles are long extinguished. Light is saved. Darkness accepted. Eyes closed. Outside, the paths between houses are gone. Snow erases all signs of direction. The settlement feels alone in the world. Cut off. But inside, there is order. The fire. The beds. The people. This order brings calm. Even in the storm. Even in the cold. Routine holds firm. Somewhere in the house, a child stirs. A blanket slips. An adult shifts quietly. Warmth restored. No words are spoken. No panic rises. This has happened before. And will happen again. The pioneers have learned not to fight the night. They wait it out. They lie still. They trust morning. Outside, the wind changes direction. Snow falls more softly. The roar becomes a hush. Then returns again. Inside, the fire is checked. A hand reaches out. Feels the heat of embers. Satisfied. If needed, a small stick is added. Just one. Never more than required. Fuel must last. The flame answers briefly. Then settles again. A quiet agreement. Between fire and hands. Hours pass. Unmarked. Uncounted. Only felt. Breath slows further. Sleep deepens. The storm becomes distant. Like a sound heard through water. The cold still presses. But it has not won. The house holds. The people endure. Outside, snow buries fences. Covers tools. Hides the ground completely. The world reshaped overnight. Inside, nothing changes. The same blankets. The same hearth. The same closeness. This sameness is comfort. It steadies the mind. It quiets fear. It allows rest. Toward the deepest part of night. The cold reaches its sharpest edge. This hour is known. And respected. Bodies press closer. Movement stops. Stillness keeps warmth in. Cold held at bay. Then. Slowly. Almost without notice. The wind eases. Just a little. Snow falls more gently. The roar fades into silence. The storm moves on, leaving weight behind. Inside, no one knows yet. Sleep continues. The fire glows faintly. The house breathes. Time continues forward. As it always does. Without announcement. Without hurry. And as the storm loosens its grip. As warmth remains just enough. You may rest here too. In this quiet endurance. Breathing slow. Thoughts fading. The night passing. Gently, steadily, and without fear. The night stretches on, long and unbroken, as it often does in deep winter. The blizzard has quieted now, but the cold remains, firm and watchful. Outside, snow lies piled high against the small houses. Inside, the settlers sleep within narrow walls of wood and habit. This is the coldest hour, the hour before dawn. The fire is low, reduced to a soft red glow. Ash rests thick over the embers, protecting them from fading. The room is dim, but not lifeless. Breath rises slowly in the air, then disappears. Bodies remain still, pressed close together. Blankets feel heavy now, warm from shared heat. Movement is rare, and careful. The floor is cold, colder than before. Animal skins beneath the beds do their quiet work, keeping frost from climbing upward too quickly. Every small barrier matters. The walls release their stored warmth little by little. They do not give it up all at once. This slow giving is what keeps the night survivable. Time is bought, minute by minute. An adult wakes briefly, not fully. A sense learned through many nights. A hand reaches toward the hearth. Feeling the life still there. Satisfied, the hand withdraws. The body settles back into stillness. The fire is trusted. Sleep returns. Outside, the world is silent now. No wind, no falling snow. Only a vast cold pressing down on the land. Waiting for light. Inside, the house answers quietly. Wood tightens with cold. A soft creak, then nothing. The structure holds. Children sleep through this hour. Unaware of how close the cold comes. Their warmth guarded by adults. By closeness, by instinct. Dreams are simple. Of food, of daylight, of movement. Nothing loud, nothing sharp. Sleep is deep. The pioneers have learned this hour well. They do not fear it. They expect it. They endure it. This is not comfort. But it is enough. Enough to rest. Enough to wake again. Outside, frost thickens on every surface. Snow hardens. The night feels heavy. But it is already weakening. Inside, the fire waits. A promise beneath ash. Just one breath away from flame. Just one hand away from warmth. Time moves slowly. Measured by breath. By the faint cooling of air. By patience alone. Then, almost unnoticed. The cold stops growing sharper. It pauses, as if listening. The longest part of night has passed, even if no one knows it yet. The body senses it first. A subtle easing. Sleep lightens slightly. Not waking, just drifting closer to surface. Breath changes. Still calm, still slow. The house remains quiet. Nothing stirs. Nothing demands attention. The storm is gone. Soon, someone will rise. Uncover the embers. Invite flame back into the room. Morning will begin. But not yet. For now, the night still holds. Warmth remains just enough. Rest continues. And as this hardest hour fades away, as the pioneers remain wrapped in patience, you may rest here too. Within this slow endurance. No danger. No urgency. Only warmth held close. And time moving gently forward. The night begins to soften at its edges, though darkness still fills the room. This is the hour when the cold stops advancing. It lingers, but it no longer sharpens. The house senses this change before the people do. Inside, the embers rest quietly beneath their blanket of ash. Still alive, still warm. Their faint glow steady and patient. Waiting for the hand that will wake them. Bodies remain close together. Heat gathered and held carefully. No one moves without reason. Stillness is protection. The walls feel firm in the deep cold. Logs pressed tightly together. Mud and straw frozen solid in their seams. Wind finds no easy path inside. The floor remains cold, but distant. Animal skins and thick bedding hold the body above it. Cold stays low. Warmth stays where people breathe. Breathing is slow now, deeper, calmer. The storm has left no echo inside the house. Only quiet endurance remains. A silence that is not empty, but full. Outside, the snow no longer falls. It lies heavy and unmoving. Covering paths, fences, tools. The land waits without sound. Inside, the pioneers wait as well. Not actively, not anxiously. They rest. Trusting the morning to return. This trust has been learned. Through many winters. Through nights like this one. It settles deep in the body. A child shifts slightly. A blanket is pulled higher. An adult adjusts without waking fully. Warmth restored. The fire is checked once more. A hand reaches out. Feels the steady heat beneath ash. No wood is added yet. There is no need. Morning is close enough now. The embers will last. They always do. The house holds its breath. As if listening for dawn. Everything remains still. Balanced. Time continues forward. Unmarked. Unannounced. Gentle. The cold outside begins to loosen its grip. Not warmth yet. Only less harshness. A promise without words. Inside, sleep grows lighter. Not breaking. Only easing. preparing the body to rise. The longest night is almost over. Though eyes remain closed, though darkness still surrounds, the turning has already happened. Soon, someone will uncover the embers. Blow softly. Watch flame return. And warmth will spread again. But for now, there is rest. There is safety. There is quiet. The pioneers remain sheltered, held by wood and habit, by closeness and care, by patience learned over time. And as this final stretch of night passes, as cold is held back just a little longer, you may remain here too, resting within this calm endurance, breathing slow, thoughts drifting away, the fire waiting, and morning approaching, quietly, steadily, without urgency. The first change of morning does not arrive as light, it arrives as release. The cold no longer tightens. It simply remains, then slowly loosens. Inside the small house, the air feels steadier, less sharp. The night has done all it can. The embers are still alive beneath the ash, holding their quiet promise. They have lasted through wind and silence, through the hardest hours before dawn. Someone wakes fully now. Not suddenly, not with effort. Just a gentle awareness returning. A sense that it is time. A hand reaches to the hearth. Ash is brushed aside carefully. A breath is given. Slow and controlled. The fire remembers itself. A small flame appears, then grows. Wood is added, thin pieces first. Warmth begins its slow return, spreading without hurry. Light from the fire touches the walls. Shadows move again, softer now. The room feels larger somehow, less pressed by the night. Others begin to stir. Blankets shift. Breath deepens. Sleep loosens its hold. Children wake slowly. Faces warm from shared heat. Eyes blinking in the dim glow. Drawn toward the fire instinctively. Adults sit up carefully. Joints stiff from cold and rest. Hands extended toward warmth. Feeling life return gently. The house breathes again. Smoke lifts more easily now, finding its way upward. The storm is gone. Outside, the world is silent. Snow lies deep and undisturbed. The blizzard has passed, leaving weight and stillness behind. Inside, morning work begins softly. No loud voices. No sudden movement. Energy is conserved. A pot is set near the fire. Water added. Grain measured carefully. Breakfast begins to take shape. The smell of warm food spreads slowly. Simple, steady. It carries comfort through the room. A sign of survival. People eat close together. Sharing bowls. Sharing heat. Sharing quiet relief. The fire now burns openly. No longer hidden beneath ash. Its warmth steady and reliable. A living center once more. Outside, someone opens the door briefly. Cold air enters. Sharp but short-lived. then retreats again. The house keeps its warmth. Snow must be cleared later. Paths found again. Work resumes slowly. The day will be hard. But for this moment, there is warmth. There is food. There is rest enough. The pioneers do not celebrate the end of the storm. They accept it quietly, as they accept all things, with habit and patience. Another night has passed. Another blizzard endured. Not through comfort, but through closeness. The house stands firm. The fire burns on. Life continues, as it always must. And as the morning settles fully into place, as warmth spreads once more, you may rest here too, within this quiet endurance. Breathing slow, thoughts fading, the night released, and calm remaining, gently, steadily, without end. The day begins to unfold slowly now, without sound to command it. Light outside is pale, filtered through cloud and snow. Inside the house, warmth gathers steadily around the hearth. The night has fully released its hold. People move with care, conserving strength. No one rushes, winter teaches patience. Clothing is adjusted, layers kept close. Nothing removed without reason. Children sit near the fire, hands extended. Feeling stiffness fade from fingers. Their breath still slow. Their voices quiet. Adults prepare for the work ahead. Boots warmed near the hearth. Gloves checked, mended if needed. Every small task done deliberately. The room smells of smoke and grain. Of damp wool drying slowly. Of earth and wood. A familiar scent that brings calm. Outside, the settlement remains hushed. Snow has buried sound. Houses stand like dark shapes against white ground. Smoke rises straight into still air. Paths must be cleared. But not yet. First, warmth must settle fully into the body. Cold leaves slowly. A door opens briefly. Snow light spills inside. The cold air sharp but clean. Then the door closes again. The fire answers by burning stronger. Fed now without fear of waste. Morning allows this. Fuel can be used again. People eat once more, small portions. Saving strength, saving stores. Nothing is abundant. But nothing is lacking for this hour. Children are given simple tasks. Gathering kindling. Sweeping snow from the doorway. Learning responsibility early. Elders remain near the fire. Offering quiet guidance. Watching the rhythm continue. As it always has. The house no longer feels pressed inward. The walls seem to ease apart. Not truly. But in the mind. Cold still exists. But it is no longer a threat. It waits outside. Held back by preparation. This is how pioneers lived through winter. Not by defeating it. But by understanding it. By meeting it calmly. Every night survived builds trust. Trust in the house. Trust in the fire. Trust in the morning. As the day grows stronger, movement increases slightly, but never suddenly. Winter does not allow haste. The memory of the night lingers. In tired bodies. In slow gestures. In gratitude felt but not spoken. Soon, work will pull people outward. Snow shoveled, animals checked. Repairs made where the storm tested strength. Life continues. But the warmth of the hearth remains behind. A promise for evening. A promise for night. A promise that cold will be met again. And as this quiet day settles into its place, as nothing presses in too sharply, you may rest here still, carried by the same calm rhythm. Warmth steady. Breath slow. Thoughts growing light. The world moving gently forward. Nothing calls for urgency. Nothing demands attention. The fire burns. And rest is never far away. The day continues its slow, careful movement, never rushing, never pressing. Snow outside reflects a pale light, softening the world. Inside the house, the fire remains steady, a quiet center of life. Everything settles into rhythm. People move in measured ways. Steps deliberate, gestures small. Winter teaches the body to conserve. And the mind to remain calm. Those who step outside return quickly. Snow shaken from boots. Cold released at the door. Warmth reclaimed without words. Children stay close to the hearth. Watching flames shift and settle. Learning patience without instruction. Their play quiet and brief. Elders speak little. Their presence enough. Years of winters carried in stillness. Their calm shared without effort. The house feels strong now. Tested by the storm. Unbroken by it. Its walls proven once again. Tools are checked. Damage noted. Repairs planned for clearer weather. Nothing is done all at once. Food is stored carefully. Grain counted. Meat rationed. Winter is respected. Outside, the settlement slowly awakens. Smoke rises from many roofs. Each plume a sign of survival. A shared understanding across distance. The streets are buried. Paths must be remade. But not hurriedly. Cold still waits nearby. Inside, warmth has settled into bones. Breath feels easier. Movement smoother. The night no longer clings. The memory of darkness remains. Not as fear, but as knowledge. A reminder of what patience achieves. The pioneers do not speak of bravery. They do not name endurance. They simply live it. Night after night, storm after storm. As afternoon approaches, light remains pale and low. The day itself feels quiet, as if resting after the storm. The fire is tended again. Not urgently. Simply as habit. Preparation never stops. This care ensures another night will be met. With warmth ready. With bodies prepared. With trust intact. The house holds its calm. A place between cold and effort. Between night and labor. A pause that allows rest. And as this slow day continues, with nothing sharp or sudden, you may let your thoughts drift further, following the same gentle pace. Warmth remains close. Cold stays outside. The fire breathes softly. Time moves without demand. Nothing needs to be finished now. Nothing must be solved. The world waits patiently. And rest is allowed to remain. The rhythm holds. The calm deepens. The day passes quietly. And peace settles, steady, enduring, and untroubled.